This episode of the Fiction Writers Podcast is brought to you by How to Write a Novel That Sells. Do you dream of writing a best-selling fiction novel? With the right tools, you could get there sooner than you think. Visit www.howtowriteanovelthatsells.com and unlock the secrets to writing compelling fiction taught by international best-selling author Lana McAra. Welcome to the Fiction Writers Podcast with Lana McAra, where you will discover tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. Here you'll find new energy, new perspectives, new resources, and new ideas that will spark your creativity into a blaze of brilliance. It's easier than you think. Be sure you visit our website at www.fictionwriterspodcast.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now, get out your notebook, tune in, and let's get started.
How often should you write? Should you write every single day? Should you write for an hour? 15 minutes? How does that work? That's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Lana McAra. Welcome to the Fiction Writers Podcast. Tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. I was teaching a full-day workshop last weekend, and this is one of the questions that someone asked me. What is your writing schedule? How much do you write? How often? Do you have some page numbers? You need to get a certain number of pages done each day, or how does that work? And this is what I answered in the classroom. And I thought it was important enough to bring it into the podcast today. And by the way, subscribe to the platform where you are listening and leave a review. Please help me to increase my visibility with the algorithm. I really, really would appreciate it. So my answer to the question about my writing schedule is, I don't have one. I don't have one. Yeah, that's right. 44 books and counting, and I do not have a writing schedule. I never have. And this is why I don't. Well, to start off with, I was raising a family. I had 7 children. I was homeschooling my kids, and I had no schedule that was reliable at all. I had a guideline. It wasn't really a schedule. So, yeah, I mean, my early days was not conducive to keeping any kind of a hard schedule, not even on the weekends. So what I would do is I would write probably 3 days a week. Some days I only wrote 2. Some weeks I only wrote 2 days. Some weeks I might write 4 days. Some weeks I might write for a big block of a Saturday. But many weekends I didn't touch the book at all. So how did I do that? Well, the thing that I learned was to tune in to my writing inspiration. Being driven as I am, my challenge was to not write. I knew I always had a tendency or a bent toward writing. I never had to force myself to sit down and write. I wanted to write. My problem or my challenge was, when can I do it that I'm not neglecting family and other responsibilities? When can I do it? And so I think that's the first thing, is to key in on your own motivation. Are you forcing yourself to write? I wouldn't do that. If you're forcing yourself to write, the work is going to suffer. Because I found out that on days when I was feeling a little off, maybe didn't have enough, energy, or my head wasn't really in the game, that if I forced myself and sat down to write anyway, what I wrote was not what was acceptable to me. I wasn't quality writing, and I ended up throwing it away. And so eventually, when I was throwing something away, I thought, I'm not going to do that to myself anymore. If I have to force myself to sit down and write, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to watch Netflix or go for a walk. I'm not going to sit down and make myself write, because your head has to be in the game. This is an intensely focused activity. And if you're not focused and ready, the work is going to suffer. I hope you're hearing that today. Now, that being said, I did have times that I carved out to write. I would write from 5 a.m. until 7 a.m. before my children got up for school. And so that was my time. I didn't take advantage of that time every single day. But some days I'd wake up, look at the clock, it's 5 o'clock. And I would ask myself the question, do I feel like getting up and writing? If I got a great big yes, I'm rolling out. I'm hitting the keyboard. I'll be at the keyboard in the next 5 minutes. Not going to waste a second of this inspiration time. I'm not even going to go get coffee. I'm not going to do anything. I might go to the bathroom, wash my face, but that is all I do. And I get right to the keyboard. Don't waste your energy on peripheral stuff that doesn't matter. Get to it and write. That was key for me. Just get in there and do it. And then when I was writing, I wasn't doing anything else. I'm 100% focused during writing time. To me, that's sacred time. That is sacred. And I am not going to do anything else except write during that time. Now, today, my kids are grown. But I still wake up in the middle of the night sometimes. I'll wake up at 3 o'clock, think, I feel pretty good. I'm going to get up and write. I might write for an hour. I might write for 2 hours. I might write for 3 hours. Whenever I start feeling heaviness in my chest and heaviness in my arms, my brain starts getting a little fuzzy. I say, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. I'm going to stop now. And I stop. So it's super important to know when to start and when to stop. That's right. Tuning in to yourself. This is why it's important. And that is because writing is a brain work. It's brain work. It's subconscious work. You're pulling things out of the deeper parts of yourself. And so tune in to that. Tune into that. And one way to do it is to check in with your body, because your body operates on the subconscious level. I'm getting into my hypnosis, my hypnosis stuff now. The body tunes into the subconscious level. And so when you check in with your body, check in with your mind. Is this a good time for me to write? If you get that big yes and a feeling of excitement, like, yeah, we can do it now, then get over there and write and dive in and do your thing and let it flow. Let it flow. The only thing I do before I begin is maybe scan over the last 2 pages or the last 1 page of what I did last time, so I can get where I'm at, get my place, and then I'm into the keyboard and I am not looking up until it's time for me to take a break. I don't have a certain number of pages or words that I crank out daily. I just go by my energy and my inspiration. I find that that is the best way to make real progress. And it eliminates a lot of rewriting, a lot of the stewing about whether this is good or not. Because when I'm in the zone, things come out better. And the same is true for you. When you're in the zone, things will come out better. I hope that helps you today. My name is Lana McAra. See you next time.
Thank you for tuning into the Fiction Writers Podcast with Lana McAra, where we share tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. Remember to visit our website at www.fictionwriterspodcast.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Fiction Writers Podcast.